Hello everyone, Dylan here with another LEGO Sonic the Hedgehog review, and this one's on Team Sonic Command Truck. So on the front of the box here, have the LEGO Sonic the Hedgehog logo, same border as we've seen for the whole theme, and picture of the set going around in Green Hill Zone, and recommended ages is 7 and up, or 8 and up, and set number is 77006, has 747 pieces. And on the back side of the box, have another view of the set and also both the features of it and the logos and set number again, and there. And on to the manual, which odd rendering that we've been seeing for quite some time. And the transition from plastic bags to paper bags, ad for the Builder app. And on the back side, how to win on the online survey. And then all the pieces that come with the set, of course. And then ad for Rebuild World. And then advertisement of all the Sonic sets of this year 2025, of course, which I have all reviewed all of. And then the last building steps. So first of which, the minifigs is have Sonic the Hedgehog, same as we've had since the Dimensions Fun Team level pack in 2016, and also for all the theme, and then also Tail, and also Wing-faced Tails, which we have seen in the boat set the year or last year, and then Metal Sonic, which also came in the Cyclone set earlier this year. And then also some nice back torso printing on all of them. And so, and obviously, but since I have covered them in other sets for that, so go check out my reviews for the other sets as well. But first of which, for the brick build characters, which is the Caterpillar. It's Caterpillar, of course. Which obviously quite interesting little build for how it is. Like obviously just a few all-around type of bricks with the flat tiles, and also dish pieces in pink, and also the spike pieces in yellow on there, and also with minifig action stands to give it the archway kind of effect in there. And then same within the head part, which is just a couple of dish pieces and a reverse curved slope with the face kind of printed on there, and also these paddle pieces acting as antennas. So at least so clever use of those pieces there. But yeah. And next to which we have a Burrobot, or Burrobot, of course, which I think might be the only reference to the Sonic the Hedgehog classic show that there is. Well, probably in this wave for that. Which obviously do has a couple of dish pieces acting as the bottom wheel parts, and then all resting on some rounded plates around there, and then with a couple of bar pieces in there, and a T-bar holding the main brick built body parts, with a few of those other pieces, but that's all upside down bricks to that. So obviously to get it to work then, and also those the little knoppy pieces, but in yellow, nice to get there. And then as for the head part, which is all on one large cylinder piece, and a dish piece being like a top head part of it, and then tile pieces in white with eye printing, and of course a unicorn horn acting as the drill nose of him, and obviously in one of those pics can like knock it right off like so. And that is it with Door Robot, of course. And now on to the Team Sonic command truck itself, which, as you see, quite long, and although I wouldn't say it's much of a truck, but kind of more like an RV for that. And obviously quite long, and also a good consistent color scheme of regular and dark blue, and also a long stripe of orange and yellowish orange on there, and also white on top as well. Like for the first off, for the exterior parts of it, starting with this front part, which just have a classic common windshield piece there, and then also some like curved slopes around it, and then also a clear flat stud with the print of Sonic whirlwinding, of course. And then below is this little bumper-like assembly with the Technic macaroni pieces on there, and then also this yellow tile. Well, that is a license plate saying Green Hill and 1991. So obviously year of the original Sonic game, of course. And then also this whole front part can actually detach right out, since it's standing all on a few tiles and a collectible minifig display stand, of course. And then also can see the interior part of it, which is a simple steering wheel piece and also a few random curved slopes around it, but just, and also angled ones to give it sort of a nice curved look to it. And also these cheap slopes, probably to be like side view mirrors, of course. And also do have a couple of studs on there, obviously to sit your Sonic minifig into, obviously, and fits in quite well. And obviously can like put it back on like so. And then also, as for this one side of it, which, as you see for the wheels, which are traditional wheel pieces with Nexonites pyramids in gray, which to be sort of a little spiky tip part to them. And then also do have in this little texturing with a stripe part going all the way down for that. And then, but on this one side alone is this little assembly that is just on a Technic beam on there, and then a couple of stud shears which you can launch like so. And then above are a couple of cylinder pieces in translucent yellow, great to get in that color, and a short scale tube piece as well. For that. Then on the back side of it, which is some more of the striping kind of effect going on, and then also like a little hanging bracket that holds these curved slope pieces around it, be sort of like a neat back fin part. And then on the back side, some flat studs in red, orange, and yellow to be the back turn tail lights of it, and then also another tile piece saying 1991 again. And then also forgot to mention this and also to mention this top roof part, which is like all just plates, and then in the center curved slopes all the way down, and then also some brackets with flat studs to represent like top lights on it. And obviously the other side, which is just a whole solid line to it, and then also, except for this one little Technic beam with a ball joint on it, which is for one of the main features, which if look at from the other side, and if you tap that ball joint, and then this door is supposed to come right out, and then also launch this little quad buggy right out of it, which is obviously meant to sit tails onto, which you can do like so. And of course this build, which quite basic for how it is, like a few wheel pieces or wheel and axle pieces there on one of the modified plates there, and a car rim piece there, and then simple handlebar pieces and G-slope as well. But yeah. and of course can all fit in quite well, also with tails in there. So let's do that one more time, or just with it put down like that. So obviously quite fun feature that is. And with that out, just quite a large hollow space in there. And then also, as for this whole side of it, is if you grab a hold of this Technic beam assembly here, can like lift it up and have a large interior space for that. So like this one side of it, which has this little tile piece that's probably like a little communication device or something, and then also have this little tile assembly with the red and blue tile pieces, and also a curved piece, and it's supposed to be a pillow in this a whole bed-like part. So probably like a bedroom section for Sonic, and then also one of those pieces there to be like a ladder way up to it, and then also on one side of it is a kind of similar build, but with 1x1 tiles in red and yellow, and becoming and acting as Tails' bed, and then also a diamond piece in translucent blue, and but of course probably to represent be used as a Chaos Emerald. And then in the center part of it is this little kitchen-like assembly with a flat tile piece being used as an orange, a frying pan, and also a little cabinet part above, and also pretty much like any little kitchen part, and also one of those odd pieces there acting as a sink, of course. Then above is a like little gaming room here. Like you have this little ping pong table of just a few flat tile pieces on there and a fence piece there, and then also these, a couple little uh, handle pieces with flat studs on them in red and yellow to represent ping pong paddles, and then also on one side of it is a little gaming section, which has this little assembly and also a trans pink diamond piece to probably to, obviously another Chaos Emerald, and the game controller piece like we saw in one of the collectible minifig series for that, and then also this little assembly with a flat with a 2x4 tile, obviously to be a modern day flat screen TV, which has a couple of the chows on it, and also some little odd buildings going on. And then above the ping pong table are a couple of stereo amps with a few dish pieces like we see in a lot of sets then, and also some curved slope pieces around them as well. But yeah. And as for like closing this all back up, you can like take that and go right down for that. So obviously quite simple and but well effective for that. Hang on. And so now for my overall verdict, I think this is a really good set for how it is. Like obviously, for this being like, for although this may feel kind of like a like RV build like we usually see in Lego City, but obviously great to see some of that outside of Lego City, but and obviously part of a licensed theme. And whereas the three minifigs are just nothing exclusive for that, although it would have been great if there was an extra exclusive fig like Silver or Mighty the Armadillo or Amy Rose or even Rouge the Bat or whatever. Well, maybe that would have been a little too much or whatever or something. or even Sally Acorn. But also, and of course, good to have Metal Sonic again, even though he did come in a cheap set earlier in the year, but whatever. But also, as for the Caterkiller and Durobot, at least great to have as special exclusive brick built characters, of course. But also but as a parts pack, this set also well works out for that, like light and dark blue, of course, and also some like orange and yellowish orange, great to use for mocks, of course. And the playability of which quite good for how it is. Like so like in playing of interior space, and also the entails is little buggy as well. And yeah. And as for the price point, I say quite kind of good for how it is. But yeah. And of course, but also quite long, and also and of course there's plenty of things provided as well. And what else? Not much, but yeah. And and also the interior space of it, I say quite nice for how it is, or quite good for that. Like two different assemblies for both beds and such, and also the front part of it, which does have some nice accessibility to it as well. But yeah, and also hopefully, and as for the Caterkiller in this set, which I think would be nice if there could be some other or, or some other different enemy builds or Batnik builds that there could be. But let's see how that goes. But yeah. So now, if you're looking to get this set for your Sonic set collection, then definitely pick it up. And if you're looking to get a set that includes both Sonic and Metal Sonic, and also some different stuff to add into your Star Wars or your Sonic set collection, then also definitely pick it up. And that's about it with this video. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and thank you for watching.